started this job at Little Miami 9 years ago, and I bounced around to a couple of different vendors looking for a good fit for some of the communication that we do sending out to residents. And I happened to land on Minuteman for one project, and I don't remember which the first one was, but after that, I never went back. Minuteman was able to provide fantastic resources as far as design goes if I needed it, a great turnaround and at a great price. And in my business, that is the trifecta of good things that you need to hear. So that's how I landed here. We started out doing some printed postcards and newsletters. In this day and age, everything seems to lead toward the electronic version, but our constituents have let us know that the printed pieces are something that they're really interested in still receiving. So I push a lot of resources toward printing and mailing still, and Minuteman has been my go-to resource for those kind of things. I've pushed the envelope when it comes to design. I happen to have a little bit of experience in the design realm, so I do a lot of my own design, and every time I've come up with a new and different design, Minuteman has met me right there and said, let's do it. A lot more color, a lot more different style pieces, whether it's a different shaped postcard or a different shaped newsletter, and then some of the more creative pieces that we've done, like this one. This is a pennant idea that I had. I happened to go to a conference and saw another school district that did it, and I said, I wonder if I can get this done at Minuteman. And every time I pick up the phone and say, okay, I've got this idea, the staff here has been able to say, yeah, we can do that, and here's how it can get done. And they give me a workable timeline and a great price. So this one we printed 5,000 of. I wanted each new student to get it because we're a growing school district. And before I could get them in the hands of students, our staff members were swiping them and putting them up in their offices. So it's been a fantastic piece that I will absolutely do again. I am a one-person shop. I'm a one-person communication team with all of the channels, social media that I'm supposed to handle, along with churning out all of this communication as far as printed pieces go. And I consider Minuteman to be part of my team. I really need a resource and be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, what can you do for me here? How can we make this work? And can we do it on this timeline and with this budget? And every single time Minuteman has been able to help me with that. I did have one challenge when I first did the trifold quality profile that I did. I didn't have the dimensions right at all, and you guys helped me with working out those dimensions and making sure that file was printer ready. So yeah, I recommend you to everybody. I've been at Little Miami for 9 years, but there was a segment of time where I was at Sycamore, and it was about 10 months, and I had a long list of established printed pieces that needed to be done, and the person before me had a specific vendor that they used. But I knew from experience in working with Minuteman that I could get it at a better price. So I actually changed to Minuteman, even though it was a Blue Ash. I was sending my jobs to Minuteman in Lebanon in order to get that done. I have worked in the printing business myself a long time ago. I worked in newspapers, so we had a print shop in there. And there was always the joke that you can have it cheap, fast, or good, and pick two. I have found that at Minuteman, I'm able to have all three, and I really mean that. I'm able to have a really great product and get it at a price where I can really feel good about, and on a timeline that I really have to have. So that's what I tell the people who I recommend Minuteman to. It's not just printing that I need. Paper pieces are great to hand out, but I have asked Minuteman to do pull-up banners. I have asked them to do pens and notepads, business cards, stationery, different kinds of signage. Like I said, Minuteman's part of my team, and when I need to have a certain piece at a certain time, I'm able to call on them anytime. Once you put in that time to establish that relationship, I found that Minuteman is able to kind of have an intuitive thought into what I'm looking for. I get approached by different vendors to do different work for me, whether it's a printed background or premiums like mugs and pens and things like that. And I may look at their designs, but I'm always going back to Minuteman and saying, hey, can you do this? And 100% of the time they have been able to say, yeah, we can do that and at a great price. Minuteman has been able to provide for me color consistency, and they've got all my files. They know how to make all my things look great. But they also understand that the seat that I sit in is one that's funded by public dollars, and I'm really trying to be a good steward of those dollars. So Minuteman appreciates that and is able to understand that, you know, my end user has an eye on everything that I do, and they understand that and are able to help me with that. Minuteman delivers everything that I asked for, and like I said before, they are a part of my team. There are not enough hours in the day for me to run around and pick up my printing, and they have provided an unbelievable service, delivering 5,000 pieces in huge boxes that I would have a really difficult time getting back to my office and distributed. They do that for me, and that is a very valuable service to me. Minuteman is able to deliver pretty much wherever I ask them to. Minuteman does my high school theater programs, and instead of bringing them to my office, they take them straight to the venue, and they're able to pop open those boxes and start handing them out. It's great.